Let me introduce a small chapel in the United States, designed by Trahan architects. The building is extraordinarily restrained, essentially no decorative elements, and only two materials, cast in place, concrete and glass. You can clearly feel the architect trying to minimize the amount of visual information. So when we enter, our vision gets a kind of release, allowing us to rely more on our inner perception to experience the space. At the same time, the details are handled with an equally direct language. A wall is just a slab, glass is a transparent wall. The pool is a shallow pit where water needs to drain, a simple slit is cut. This directness doesn't feel like a poverty of design vocabulary. Instead, it expresses a precious simplicity because it follows our intuition completely. And this atmosphere makes an unfamiliar space easier to touch. We also feel a certain purity within it. What's even more interesting is the overall layout. The architect arranged the classrooms and offices along the perimeter, forming an enclosure. All outward-facing sides are solid walls, doors, windows, and corridors open only toward the inner courtyard. In other words, from the outside, the chapel presents a ring of expressionless solid walls, projecting a stable and homogeneous character. The worship hall sits at the center of the inner courtyard, emphasizing its importance and singularity. At the same time, it does not maintain a parallel relationship with the surrounding buildings. The architect rotated it slightly, deliberately introducing a subtle tension that further strengthens the hall's presence and uniqueness. Visually, apart from a deeply recessed entrance, there are no other openings. These moves create a complex emotional response. We sense that this small building at the center of the courtyard is simple, important, sacred, pure, but it also reveals something profound and mysterious, and that mystery compels me toward it, leaving me no choice but to approach. But this is still not enough. The architect wants us to feel absolute purity and supreme sanctity inside the worship hall. Embedded within the hall is a perfect cube. All six surfaces use the same material. Four light wells are set into the ceiling, pointing toward the sky, the only direction they face. And these wells are twisted, so sunlight can only enter after multiple diffuse reflections, arriving in a softened form through the distorted shafts. In the end, every element in the space form, material, light, reaches an ultimate homogeneity. Everything here becomes calm. We feel something absolute non-natural, non-human. It manifests a kind of sacredness and allows us to experience something divine. Thank you. See you next time.